Bullies mock the quiet new kid until they discover he's a champion fighter. 15-year-old Noah Chen stood in front of his bathroom mirror, attempting to tame his unruly black hair. At 5'6" and slightly pudgy, with round, wire-rimmed glasses that kept sliding down his nose, he knew he didn't cut an impressive figure. His mother had bought him a new outfit for his first day at Westridge High, dark jeans and a button-up shirt that felt too stiff and formal, but no amount of new clothes could hide his awkward demeanor. "You'll be fine," he whispered to himself, though the reflection staring back didn't look convinced. What his soon-to-be classmates wouldn't know, what nobody at Westridge could possibly guess, was that behind Noah's unassuming exterior lay years of intensive training. Back in Singapore, before his family's move to the States 3 months, ago Noah had been a rising star in mixed martial arts, having won the junior national championship in his weight class twice. His grandfather, a renowned MMA coach, had trained him since he was 6 years old. The move had been hard on Noah. His father's job transfer meant leaving behind his training gym, his grandfather, and the respect he'd earned through years of dedication. His mother had insisted he take a break from competition to focus on adjusting to American life, making friends and improving his already fluent but slightly accented English. "Just lay low for a while," she'd said. "There will be time for fighting later." Little did he know how prophetic those words would become. At Westridge High, Tyler Matthews ruled the sophomore class with casual cruelty and a handsome smile that teachers found charming. At 16, he was already 6 feet tall with the confident swagger of a star athlete, which he was, the youngest starter on the varsity basketball team. His sandy blonde hair and blue eyes gave him the look of an all-American golden boy, an image he carefully maintained in front of adults while terrorizing anyone he deemed beneath him. Tyler rarely operated alone. His two constant companions were Damon Reeves, a broad-shouldered football player with a buzz cut and perpetual scowl, and Charlie Wilson, a lanky redhead whose sharp tongue delivered cutting insults that made girls cry and boys flee. Together, they controlled the social hierarchy of Westridge with practiced precision. The rest of the student body mostly kept their heads down. A few popular kids enjoyed the reflected glory of Tyler's inner circle, while others tried to become invisible. Teachers seemed oblivious to the power dynamics, or perhaps they simply chose not to see it. Vice Principal Harmon occasionally appeared in the hallways to break up the more obvious confrontations, but his interventions were rare and ineffective. Setting: Westridge High School sat on the edge of the suburb of Oakwood, its red brick exterior and manicured lawns projecting an image of academic respectability that its actual test scores didn't quite support. The 3-story main building housed most classes, while a separate gymnasium and sports complex stood as testament to the school board's priorities. For Noah, every corridor of Westridge represented uncharted territory. His family had moved to town just before the start of the fall semester, and this unfamiliarity made the already daunting prospect of a new school even more intimidating. The cafeteria became Noah's first battlefield, a vast open space with nowhere to hide, its long tables arranged in unspoken territories that Noah couldn't possibly navigate without error. The back hallway near the gym classes was another danger zone, its isolated location perfect for confrontations away from faculty eyes. And then there was the school parking lot, where students gathered after the final bell, a no-man's land where teachers rarely ventured and where incidents could be dismissed as off-school property. Initial conflict setup. Noah's first week at Westridge passed in a blur of wrong turns, awkward introductions, and the uncomfortable sense of being watched. He kept to himself, speaking only when directly addressed, eating lunch alone at a corner table and hurrying between classes with his eyes on the floor. He was practicing what his mother had suggested, laying low, trying to blend in, hoping not to draw attention. It wasn't enough. On Monday of his second week, Noah was organizing his locker when he felt a presence behind him. He turned to find Tyler Matthews leaning against the adjacent locker, flanked by Damon and Charlie, all three wearing identical smirks. "You must be the new kid," Tyler said, his voice carrying just enough to draw attention from nearby students. "What's your name again?" "Noah?" He exaggerated the pronunciation, making it sound foreign and strange. "Yes," Noah replied quietly, closing his locker. "Noah Chen." "Chen? What's that, Chinese?" Charlie piped up. "Singaporean," Noah corrected automatically, immediately regretting engaging. "Same thing," Damon snorted. Tyler stepped closer, looking Noah up and down. "So, Noah Chen from Singapore. What's with the accent? And those glasses? You're like a walking stereotype, man." Noah said nothing, remembering his grandfather's teachings. The strongest fighter knows when not to fight. He turned to leave, but Damon shifted to block his path. "We're talking to you," Damon said, his tone hardening. "I need to get to class," Noah replied, his voice even. Tyler laughed. "Oh, he needs to get to class. Wouldn't want to be late, would we?" He reached out and plucked the schedule from Noah's hand. "Advanced math, advanced science. Wow, you really are a stereotype." Noah took a deep breath, ignoring the flush creeping up his neck. "This isn't worth it," he told himself. "Just walk away." He sidestepped Damon and continued down the hall, the sound of their laughter following him. It was just one encounter. It didn't have to mean anything, but it was only the beginning. The next day, Noah found his locker decorated with crudely drawn slanted eyes and mathematical equations. In the cafeteria, Tyler loudly mimicked an exaggerated Asian accent whenever Noah walked past. During PE, a foot mysteriously appeared in Noah's path, sending him sprawling across the gym floor to the accompaniment of poorly concealed laughter. Each incident was carefully calibrated, visible enough to humiliate, subtle enough to avoid, clear intervention from teachers. Mr. Patterson, the PE teacher, had simply told Noah to watch his step while shooting a suspicious glance toward Tyler and his friends. Ms. Winters, his English teacher, had frowned at the classroom snickering but done nothing to stop it. By Friday, the pattern was established. Tyler had identified his newest target, and Noah had become the unwilling entertainment. As Noah walked home that afternoon, his shoulders hunched against the weight of his backpack and his spirits, he thought about calling his grandfather. The words formed in his mind, "They're bullying me. I want to show them who I really am." But he didn't make the call. His parents had been clear about their expectations. Focus on academics, on adjustment, on being the new kid who doesn't make waves. Fighting, even in self-defense, would only complicate things. "I can handle this," Noah told himself. "It's just words, just stupid pranks. It doesn't have to escalate." He didn't know then how wrong he was. Middle escalation. 2 weeks later, Noah sat alone at lunch, methodically eating the dumplings his mother had packed. He'd fallen into a routine of keeping his head down, speaking only when necessary, and avoiding Tyler's orbit whenever possible. It wasn't pleasant, but it was sustainable. Then his carefully constructed bubble burst. The tray clattered down, opposite him, splattering droplets of milk across the table. Noah looked up to find Tyler sliding onto the bench, with Damon and Charlie taking positions on either side of Noah, effectively boxing him in. "Hope you don't mind if we join you," Tyler said with exaggerated politeness. "We realized we've been terrible hosts. Here you are all alone, no friends." Noah said nothing, focusing on his food. "What's that you're eating?" Charlie asked, poking at one of the dumplings with a finger. "Looks weird." "It's just food," Noah replied quietly. "From home. From Singapore. Weird foreign food?" Damon reached across and grabbed one, popping it into his mouth before Noah could protest. His face twisted. "Dude, that's disgusting." "Actually, they're pretty good," Charlie said, taking one himself and chewing thoughtfully. "Not bad, Chen." For a moment, Noah felt a flicker of hope. Perhaps this was an olive branch, an end to the harassment. Then Tyler picked up Noah's thermos of jasmine tea and took a deliberate sip, his face contorted in theatrical disgust, and he spat the liquid back directly onto Noah's food. "That's fucking awful," he announced loudly enough for nearby tables to hear. "How do you drink that?" The cafeteria had gone quiet. Dozens of eyes now focused on their table. Noah sat perfectly still, his hands clenched beneath the table, knuckles white with the effort of restraint. In his mind, he could hear his grandfather's voice. "Breathe through it. Control your reactions. Choose your battles. I'm going to get some real food," Tyler declared, standing up. He grabbed Noah's lunchbox and walked toward the trash cans. With casual cruelty, he upended the container, dropping Noah's carefully packed lunch into the garbage. The cafeteria erupted in scattered laughter. Noah remained seated, his face burning with humiliation, as Tyler and his friends sauntered away. A girl from his math class, Amelia Garcia, stopped by his table a moment later, offering him half her sandwich with a sympathetic smile. But the damage was done. That night, Noah couldn't sleep. He lay awake, replaying the incident, imagining what he could have done differently, what he wanted to do. In his mind, he pictured himself standing up, executing a perfect sweep kick that would have sent Tyler crashing to the ground. He envisioned the shock on everyone's faces when they realized the quiet new kid could fight. The fantasy was satisfying but hollow. He knew that fighting back would only escalate things, potentially getting him suspended or worse. His parents had enough stress with the move and new jobs. He couldn't add to their burdens. Instead, Noah did what he hadn't done in weeks. He got up, moved the furniture in his bedroom to create space, and began to train. Push-ups, sit-ups, burpees, followed by shadowboxing and kata forms. The familiar movements centered him, reminding him of who he was beneath the carefully constructed facade of the unassuming new student. I am more than they know, he thought, as sweat beaded on his forehead. I am more than they could imagine. The next few days brought a new strategy from Noah. Rather than avoiding Tyler and his friends, he began to map their movements, noting their routines and the timing of their appearances in various parts of the school. He adjusted his own schedule to minimize contact, taking different routes between classes and finding a hidden corner of the library to eat lunch. For a while it worked. The incidents became less frequent, reduced to occasional hallway comments or disapproving looks in shared classes. Noah began to relax slightly, thinking perhaps the worst had passed. Then came the history project. For this assignment, Mr. Cooper announced, I'll be assigning partners. He read through the list, and Noah felt his stomach drop when he heard Noah Chen and Tyler Matthews. Tyler shot Noah a look that was part triumph, part malice. After class, he approached Noah with a smirk. Looks like we're partners, Chen. My house tomorrow after school, don't be late. Noah nodded silently, already dreading what was to come. The next day, Noah arrived at Tyler's house precisely on time, his backpack heavy with research materials. To his surprise, Tyler was alone. No sign of Damon or Charlie. Even more surprisingly, Tyler seemed almost civil as he led Noah to the dining room table. Let's just get this done, Tyler said. I need a good grade in this class. For an hour, they worked in relative peace, dividing the research and outlining their presentation. Noah began to think that perhaps Tyler was different one-on-one, away from the pressure to perform for his friends. That illusion shattered when Tyler's phone buzzed with a text. Finally, Tyler muttered, checking the message. They're here. The front door opened, and Damon and Charlie walked in carrying backpacks and grins that promised trouble. How's it going with the Singapore nerd? Charlie asked, dropping into a chair. Tyler's demeanor changed instantly. Boring as hell. He's been talking about history like it actually matters. Noah began gathering his papers. I think we've done enough for today. I should go. Not yet, Damon said, blocking Noah's path. We thought we'd teach you some American culture while you're here. Noah felt his pulse quicken. He glanced around, assessing the space, the positions of furniture, the distance to the door. Old habits died hard. I have to get home, he said, evenly. Come on, don't be rude, Tyler said. His earlier civility completely vanished. We even brought props. Charlie unzipped his backpack and pulled out a smartphone on a small tripod. We're going to make a video. It'll be fun. Noah's eyes narrowed. What kind of video? Just a little welcome to America, Tyler explained, his smile not reaching his eyes. We thought you could show us some of those kung fu moves, you know, like Jackie Chan. I need to leave, Noah said more firmly, stepping toward the door. Damon moved to block him, giving him a light shove backward. Don't be like that, it's just a joke. Noah stumbled back a step, caught himself, and froze. The shove, though minor, had triggered something, a muscle memory from years of training, an instinct to counter and control. He suppressed it immediately, but not before Tyler noticed the strange stillness of his reaction. What was that? Tyler asked, suddenly curious. You looked weird for a second. Nothing, Noah said. Please let me pass. Not until you do some kung fu for the camera, Charlie insisted, pointing the phone at Noah. Come on, show us those karate chops. Noah shook his head. That's not my culture, and it's racist. I'm leaving now. He moved toward the door again, but this time Damon put both hands on Noah's chest and shoved harder. Noah stumbled back against the dining room table, knocking over a chair. Oops, Damon said with mock concern. Looks like you're clumsy. Something changed in Noah's eyes, a flash of calculation that none of them caught. Then he deliberately made himself smaller, hunching, his shoulders looking down. Please stop, he said, his voice deliberately meek. The performance worked. Tyler laughed, the momentary curiosity forgotten. Look at him. He's terrified. Maybe we should give him something to actually be scared of, Charlie suggested. Still filming, Noah watched as Tyler approached, clearly preparing for another shove. In that moment, Noah made a decision. Not yet, he thought. Not here. Not like this. Instead of resisting, he let himself fall when Tyler pushed him, collapsing to the floor in a heap that looked more dramatic than the force warranted. He scrambled to his feet and made for the door, ignoring their laughter, ignoring the phone still recording his retreat. As he walked home, His face burned not with humiliation, but with anger, at them, but also at himself. He had let them push him around, had played the part of victim when he was so much more. Never again, he promised himself. That night, the video appeared on social media. "New kid can't take a joke," was the caption beneath footage of Noah falling dramatically to the ground from what appeared to be a light push. By morning, it seemed everyone at school had seen it. As Noah walked the halls the next day, whispers and snickers followed him. Someone mimicked his fall during lunch, drawing peals of laughter. In PE, Mr. Patterson divided the class into teams and pointedly chose Noah last, commenting, "Try not to fall down during the game, Chen." But something had changed in Noah. He no longer hunched his shoulders or avoided eye contact. He moved through the hallways with quiet purpose, his gaze direct and unfaltering. In PE, when the dodgeball came hurtling toward his face, he caught it with one hand, his reflexes betraying years of training. Mr. Patterson raised an eyebrow but said nothing. Amelia noticed the change. "You seem different today," she said, as they worked on a math problem together. "More, I don't know, confident?" Noah just smiled. "I decided something last night." "What's that?" "That I'm done pretending to be someone I'm not." Climactic confrontation. The breaking point came 3 days later. Noah was walking across the school parking lot after final bell when he heard someone call his name. He turned to find Tyler, Damon and Charlie approaching, surrounded by a small crowd of onlookers eager for entertainment. "Hey Chen," Tyler called. "We've been thinking about your cultural education. Figured you might want to learn some American sports." Noah said nothing, simply watching them approach. He stood differently now, feet shoulder-width apart, weight balanced, hands relaxed at his sides. The stance of someone ready. Tyler didn't notice the change. "Basketball's our thing, want to try?" Without waiting for an answer, Damon tossed a basketball hard at Noah's chest. To everyone's surprise, Noah caught it effortlessly, his eyes never leaving Tyler's face. "No thanks," Noah said calmly, dropping the ball at his feet. A ripple of confusion went through the gathered students. This wasn't the script they were used to. Noah was supposed to fumble the ball, to look awkward and embarrassed. Tyler's eyes narrowed. "What's with the attitude? Suddenly think you're tough." "I don't think anything," Noah replied. "I just want to go home." "Not yet," Tyler said, stepping closer. "First, you're going to pick up that ball and try to shoot a basket. Let's see how coordinated you really are." Noah didn't move. No. The single word hung in the air, challenging and final. The crowd grew quieter, sensing the shift in dynamics. "What did you just say?" Tyler demanded. "I said no," Noah repeated, his voice steady. "I'm done with this, Tyler. Find someone else to bully." Tyler's face flushed. "You don't tell me what to do, Chen." "I just did." Noah turned to leave. What happened next seemed to unfold in slow motion. Tyler lunged forward, grabbing Noah's shoulder to spin him around, his other hand clenched into a fist. But as Tyler's hand made contact, Noah moved with liquid precision. In one smooth motion, Noah pivoted, sidestepping the punch, while simultaneously catching Tyler's extended arm. Using Tyler's own momentum, Noah guided him forward and off balance, requiring only the slightest pressure to send the larger boy stumbling past him. Tyler caught himself and spun around, face contorted with rage and surprise. "What the? Don't do this," Noah warned, his stance now unmistakably that of a trained fighter. "Walk away." The crowd had gone completely silent, the atmosphere electric with anticipation. Someone whispered, "Holy shit," with hushed reverence. Tyler, his pride now on the line in front of a crowd, couldn't back down. "You got lucky," he snarled, and charged again. This time, Noah didn't just evade. As Tyler swung wildly, Noah blocked. The punch with his forearm encountered with a palm strike to Tyler's chest, restrained but powerful enough to send Tyler staggering backward, gasping for breath. "I don't want to fight you," Noah said clearly for everyone to hear, "but I will defend myself." Damon, seeing his friend in trouble, rushed forward. Noah responded with fluid efficiency, using a simple sweep that sent Damon crashing to the pavement. Charlie hesitated, suddenly uncertain. Tyler, recovering his breath, glared at Noah with a mixture of humiliation and fury. "Who the hell are you?" For the first time since arriving at Westridge, Noah smiled, a confident, genuine expression that transformed his face. "I'm Noah Chen, two-time junior MMA champion from Singapore, and I'm done pretending to be less than I am." A murmur rippled through the crowd. Someone in the back called out, "Is that true?" Another voice responded, "Look it up, Chen, Singapore MMA. Holy crap, it's real." Tyler's face paled as the implications sank in. All this time he'd been targeting someone who could have destroyed him at any moment. "You've been playing us?" Tyler accused, his voice cracking. "No," Noah replied. "I've been honoring a promise to my parents to stay out of trouble, but that doesn't mean I have to let you push me around anymore." He stepped forward, and Tyler instinctively stepped back. The power dynamic had irrevocably shifted. "Here's what's going to happen," Noah continued, his voice steady. "You're going to leave me alone, you're going to take down that video, and you're going to stop bullying other students." "Or what?" Tyler challenged, though his voice lacked conviction. "Or next time," Noah said quietly, "I won't hold back." He turned to address the silent crowd. "That goes for everyone watching too. If you see someone being bullied and do nothing, you're part of the problem." With that, Noah picked up his backpack and walked away, leaving Tyler and his friends standing in stunned silence. As he reached the edge of the parking lot, he heard the crowd erupt in excited chatter behind him. Amelia caught up to him at the street corner. "That was amazing," she said, her eyes wide. "Why didn't you tell anyone who you were?" Noah shrugged. "It shouldn't matter. No one deserves to be bullied, fighter or not." Resolution. The impact of the parking lot confrontation was immediate and far-reaching. By the next morning, students had found videos of Noah's championship matches online, and his reputation underwent a complete transformation. In the hallways, people nodded respectfully as he passed. In classes, students who had previously ignored him now sought to sit nearby. Tyler and his friends kept their distance, the humiliation of the encounter still fresh. The video of Noah's supposed clumsiness mysteriously disappeared from social media, replaced by excited discussions of his actual fighting abilities. Vice Principal Harmon called Noah to his office that morning. "I heard about what happened yesterday," he said gravely. Noah straightened in his chair. "Am I in trouble?" To his surprise, Harmon shook his head. "Technically, you defended yourself off school property after hours, and from what witnesses? Tell me you showed remarkable restraint." He leaned forward. "But I'd like to talk to you about something else. We have an issue with bullying at this school, and I haven't been as proactive as I should have been. Would you be interested in helping start a peer mediation program?" Noah considered the offer. "I'd like that, sir." In the cafeteria that day, Noah sat at his usual table, but he wasn't alone. Amelia joined him, along with several other students who introduced themselves eagerly. To his surprise, a hesitant Charlie appeared at the edge of the group. "Can I talk to you?" Charlie asked, avoiding eye contact. Noah nodded, and they stepped away from the table. "I wanted to say sorry," Charlie said, the words coming out in a rush. "For everything. The video, the food, all of it." Noah studied him for a moment. "Tyler and Damon feel the same way?" Charlie snorted. "Tyler's pride is hurt. Damon follows whatever Tyler does. But I've been thinking about what you said about being part of the problem. You're right." Noah extended his hand. "Then let's start over." The weeks that followed saw subtle but significant changes at Westridge. Noah began teaching a small self-defense class after school with Vice Principal Harmon's blessing. Students who had previously been targets found themselves included more often, protected by an unspoken understanding that Noah Chen was watching. Tyler eventually returned to his usual confident self, but with a crucial difference. The casual cruelty was gone, replaced by a more measured approach to his social standing. He and Noah maintained a careful distance, mutual respect, without friendship. 1 month after the confrontation, Noah's parents received a phone call from his grandfather in Singapore. He had seen a video someone had posted of Noah demonstrating a complex kata for his self-defense class. That evening, Noah found both his parents waiting for him when he got home from school. His mother looked concerned, his father thoughtful. "Your grandfather called," his mother began. "He saw a video of you teaching martial arts." Noah braced himself for disappointment. "I can explain." "He was proud," his father interrupted. "He said your form has improved." Noah blinked in surprise. "You're not upset?" His mother sighed. "We wanted you to focus on adjusting, on academics. We were worried fighting would complicate things." "But," his father added, "we never wanted you to hide who you are. Your grandfather reminded us of that. He also mentioned there's a regional competition next month, if you're interested." Noah smiled, feeling truly at home for the first time since moving. "I'd like that." The next day at school, Noah walked through the halls with a new sense of belonging. As he passed Tyler at his locker, their eyes met briefly. Tyler gave a small, almost imperceptible nod of acknowledgement, not friendship, but respect. In the cafeteria, Noah sat surrounded by new friends, including Amelia, who had become a close companion. As they talked and laughed, Noah caught sight of a freshman being jostled by some older students across the room. The freshman looked around helplessly, his face flushing with embarrassment. Without hesitation, Noah stood up. "Excuse me for a minute," he said to his friends and made his way across the cafeteria. As he approached, the older students recognized him and stepped back, their teasing comments dying away. The freshman looked up in confusion as Noah extended a hand. "I'm Noah," he said with a smile. "Why don't you come sit with us?" Sometimes, Noah thought, as they walked back to his table together, the strongest person isn't the one who can fight the best, but the one who knows when to use their strength to help others. He had come full circle, no longer the bullied newcomer, no longer hiding his abilities, but finally, truly, himself. And in finding his own strength, he had discovered how to use it in ways his grandfather would approve of, not just for fighting, but for changing things for the better. Now, if you liked this story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to support us. Your subscription is very important to us. We need your support, so please subscribe and leave a comment telling me your opinion. Besides that, it's not over. Yet there's one more case for you to watch playing on your screen now. Click on it and I'm waiting for you. Retry Claude can make mistakes. Please double-check responses.